Welcome to the Take It Home podcast, the podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons 17. Tonight, I'm joined with our regular crew of very, very good looking wrestlers and referees. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. All social media. Look up here at Country Official for Facebook.
Oh, well, Zach's breaking up, but you can catch him on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand. And if you love me and him together, you can find us at Country Air on Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter, I believe is what it is. This is exactly why I keep him around, because I don't remember our handles. But I will go ahead and pass it off to our favorite senior referee.
What's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the Ref Brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Yes, waffles all around. I did not eat well this weekend. I slept a lot. How about you guys?
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
All right, cool. What did I do this weekend?
I mean, I did your socials.
Oh yeah, we went to the. We did stuff this weekend. Yeah, I didn't eat that well. I mean, eat a little bit better, but not that. No waffles.
Yeah. It wasn't sitting at the peak of breakfast royalty. What about you, Perch?
Yeah, I had some double stack of Eggo waffles to start off, and made sure to hit up Cane's over the weekend. I didn't miss and I took full opportunity to hit up Cane's.
We did miss it last week. I was very disappointed when we saw people coming in with canes, and I didn't even think to look. So very happy somebody got some.
Worth it every time.
Yep, can't go wrong. Chicken tenders are always the right call. I did have, that's what I had. I did eat decently well. I had chicken biscuits over the weekend for breakfast. They were very good. I made them, so I'm going to put myself over. They were very good. Have my chicken biscuits. But Perch, you know what I want from you?
This week's banger of the week.
Ah, damn. You can read my mind, baby.
Man, we went back, especially with the snow and the cold. A lot of, driving around music, and went back to an old classic album, and it brought me right back to good times. T.I. versus T.I.P. was the album. And pick any song, but the one that really hit home was Touchdown with Eminem and T.I.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna make us great pick. T.I. versus T.I.P. Great album. I'm gonna make a small complaint about Instagram right now. You guys might have seen the video of Zach this week with our very nice jackets that he got made that we debuted this weekend at Zawa. But the song to that is by Beastie Boys. I can't remember the song right now, but that's not important. The point is, I wanted to do that video like 2 weeks ago to a T.I. song. But T.I. is almost impossible to search for in Instagram. Like, I don't know why I couldn't find, it was so hard to find his stuff. I had like 3 song ideas for videos for T.I. and could not find the songs no matter how I looked for them. And they're like album songs. Like, one of them was on T.I. versus T.I.P. I know I put that in and could not find this goddamn song. But yes, much love to T.I.
Yeah, it is good storytelling music. Remember growing up, my brother, introduced me to his music and CDs, and just a real good rap storyteller. And he was like my fave. We play some video games and listen to that CD and other ones. But yeah, Ti was like the man. Probably '07 era was right at the
Yeah,
peak of
yeah.
the CD coming out. And just great music.
Oh no, yeah, especially all right. So my Ti listening story, as I'm sure everybody from Woodbridge High School is listening to this. Back in my day, we had a lacrosse game. For those who don't know, I played lacrosse in high school. And it's pregame, and our coach is giving that like remember the Titans type speech. Like this we're playing Stonewall Jackson. They're not like a in division rival, but they're one of our big rivals that's like right outside of our division. So he's giving this rousing speech, getting us up. We're fired up. And then there's a moment like his speech ends, or he takes a break in his speech, and all you hear is Rubber Band Man, wild as a Taliban. One of my homies had his headphones in the entire time, missed the entire speech, and just huge Ti fan, huge Rubber Band Man fan. So as soon as that song came on, he was letting loose at probably the worst time. One of those maybe like a brief of levity that we needed for that night, but I will never forget that moment. Like Ti will always have a place in my memory just for that one time.
Classic.
Yep, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. All right, thank you very much for that banger of the week. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the Take It Home podcast playlist, and you can go ahead and click that link down there in the description to give a full listen. As we talked about maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, Perch listens to the playlist. You can listen to the same music that Perch listens to. Isn't that great?
Lots of road miles, lots of playlists needed.
Yep. So go ahead, give that a listen to, and go ahead, click that like down there, down there too. Go ahead and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Like all of our social medias. There's lots of big shows coming up that we will certainly talk about later, and you want to be the first ones to know. So go ahead, give us a follow on all those social medias, like and subscribe, and you can be the first to know. But fellas, this has been a long week because we're recording a little bit late. Why don't we talk about what we've been watching lately? I'm going to go ahead and give out a spoiler because as soon as we started recording, Danhausen made his debut on AEW Dynamite. So that's what I'm watching right now. What's up?
I didn't know that. So.
Yep.
Well, for me.
Yep.
I have feeling like he was, though.
What's up?
I said I have a feeling like he would be going there.
Yeah, eventually it felt like that was his place. I do feel though with the way Impact treats cinematics, it would have been maybe very nice in the long run for him to be at Impact, but hey, wherever we can see our favorite wrestlers on TV is good to me. I watched some of Tokyo Joshi Pro's couple shows that they've had so far in this new year. Big fan of Miyu Yamashita. Maki Ito, as we all know, is awesome, and I'm definitely stealing some stuff from her that I saw. Shogo Nakajima, it was like a 6-man main event, and the point is Miyu Yamashita and Shogo Nakajima were on opposite teams, and their chemistry was amazing. It made me go back and watch some singles matches that I found of them, and those were also really good. So I didn't tell you this yet, Zach, but we're stealing a bunch of shit from Tokyo Joshi Pro in the coming weeks. Good. Your bandwidth is low, so you can't say no. Perfect. All right. I get what I want. Did watch the AE dubs from last week, which was, also very good. I have been enjoying the Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole feud. They are in the main event right now, this lights out match going back and forth. Freaking Sammy G and Cody earlier in the night had an amazing ladder match with some stuff I would love to steal down the line, but we'll see how athletic I am. Perch, what have you been watching?
Man, what a week. Fun week of wrestling. John Moxley made his return to AEW.
He did. I have not watched Rampage yet.
Man, that promo he cut on Dynamite was like,
yeah,
that touched the hearts and souls of people who were watching, myself included. It was wonderful just to have someone like that.
It definitely touched the heart of wrestlers when he told that fan to go fuck himself.
Oh, cool. First words. He told him to sit down. And STFU. But yeah, it was great. And the match was cool too. A guy who, can give Moxley a good match. And Page did. It was, you get your money's worth on the Rampage fight. Really enjoyed it. GCW at Hammerstein was pretty damn sweet. Been catching matches as they've been going on. Gnarly bumps in that ladder match. Crazy. I saw probably the last half of the team at Gringo Loco picking up the win. Unbelievable stuff. Arez doing some backflips while running up on the top turnbuckle.
Oh yeah, I'd probably rewatch that clip 500 times trying to figure out. That's a weird angle that clip is taken from. So I was like, what the hell happened here?
Just out of this world. Every time you see these guys, it's something out of this world. And to see them on that Sunday perform the way they did, and that chicken fight spot with the destroyer off the two guys stacked up. Never seen anything like it before. It was wild. Some cool moments, great pictures, great images from that night as a entire show. And then also been watching. I've also been playing. Nintendo 64 has been my system for the past year plus, and just bestowed upon a game from 1998 that has blown my mind. Tuken Road 2: The Next Generation. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh.
Front cover is Chono and Hashimoto. Straight out of the No Mercy era, WCW Revenge era. And a bit of like arcade style to it as well, but just hands down mind-blowing game.
Does it have those familiar Aki N64 controls, or like how the controls play?
So it does. However, it's more so button combinations. So maybe it's because the Japanese style is more of a button combos to do stuff. It's not just like a straight up grapple and
directional push and stuff.
Directional use your finish. This one's more so, when they're like a Fire Pro.
Okay.
Their health level gets down to a certain point, and now, A and B together, hits a brain buster where it was a DDT before.
Okay.
And really, based with the momentum of the game, it takes a little getting used to, but very Fire Pro mixed in with the 90s WCW, WWF games. Great counters in there too. Great Muda getting the mist out of just about every angle and countering their finishes. Just a great game. I'm sure I'll have some updates as time goes on as that game goes, but feels like it's 1998 all over again.
Awesome. Yeah, love that era of video games, that era of wrestling games. It's hard to beat. There are some outliers that are up there, but if you want to talk consistency, like 98 to 2001, wrestling video games are
Yeah.
kind of great.
Oh, and this one knocks out of the park the entrances. You get about 3 different arenas, and you bring it into the Tokyo Dome, and you get the Great Muda entrance. Your classic, 4 different costumes, and they've each got their own entrance. He's got the red one from the 80s. He's got the silver one with the dragon on top, and um, taking Great Muda against the NWO Chono at the Tokyo Dome was pretty cool. Those entrances were were on point in Japan in '98.
Nice. And oh god, yeah, and for it to be 98, like entrances weren't that great on wrestling games that year. So very nice if they're hooking you ahead of their time, really, at that point.
Yeah, this game really hits all the points from going from playing Fire Pro, a few years ago, back to a 64 game like this. This one's more advanced than I could have imagined.
Oh
Love
yeah,
it.
there's definitely a complexity to those games. It's definitely one of those where like the simplicity adds a different layer of complexity to it because it's so
Mhm.
accessible. So no, I totally get it.
And mixed in with can't understand any of the menu. Any
Yep,
button.
gotta love that.
Absolutely nothing.
Yep. This is how you learn. This is how you learn another language. This is how you do it. You just see it
So
50
worth it.
million times over and over again, and your brain just eventually makes the clicks.
I'll be spelling Hashimoto's name out.
Yep.
And the subtle differences between the Great Muda and Mudo
Yep. Yep.
in Japan.
Yep. Yeah, 2 different characters. All right, Zach, what have you been watching, or have you been playing any wrestling games this week?
No wrestling games, but I actually watched Raw yesterday. I watched Raw this week and last week, so I'm not like I watched them both back to back. I don't know. I think Val played this week first and last week second, so I might be wrong on if there was this week or next week, last week, but I enjoyed the weigh-in with Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. I am super hyped for that match. That is the match I am most looking forward to watching the Royal Rumble. So like anything with Brock Lesnar right now is like I'm hooked, and I'm shocked to say that because he was a heel, didn't really care for him. He was great, but I was like, the love, the personality, I can't break it like doing his thing. Cool to see Storm Grayson and Ben Boone and all them on TV getting his butt whooped by an Edge, security from Maurice. What else? I watched the whole GCW pay-per-view, even the pre-show. You can tell how much they know their crowd. I enjoy just everyone. You can tell how it's crazy to think this, how GCW started off like Brew City or anyone else, and where they're at now, and the loyal fan bases. When Cole Radrick came out, the scramble match with Grim Reaper winning, popping out the blunt, doing his dive, watching Alex Zane. I love his new song, how he's coming out a little bit more cockier, has a little bit more of an edge, had a heel look to himself. What else? I want the Luchador match was crazy. All the spots there. Still money. That guy ages so well. Him and Effie had a great match. So yeah, I watched all that. I wish one day I can get to Nick Gage level where I just come out and everybody know, and the crowd just loses their freaking minds.
Yep.
Anyone watch Blake Christian? Yep. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, and everybody knows your entrance info and just says it with the announcer.
Oh yeah, I want to get to that level one day. But did you watch Blake Christensen and Leo Rush?
No, I did not watch that.
this spot. You know how Leo Rush goes to that bottom rope stunner?
Yeah.
You gotta see the highlights of that. That was, I don't want to ruin it. Like, I won't say much, but for those who like watched it, they know what I'm talking about. Devastating. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to say anything in like, I know how you guys like good spots and getting popped, so I don't want to say much, but just know that was a devastating spot.
Okay.
But yeah, GCW. I watched the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame and the inductee. Val really wanted to watch the Dave Prazak one and what's his name? Tracy Summers one.
Yeah.
Chris Hero spoke with Tracy Summers talking about stories. Dave Prazak talked a lot about Mid-American wrestling with Carmine. It was cool to hear those stories. The matches that he was talking about, Val was telling me that occur in dysfunction back in the day, were either in the crowd watching him or this was on the show at that point. So just cool to hear the history of that. But other than that, like, that's about it. Besides looking at matches and clips, like, I plan on watching the Rock and Roll Express take on FTR. That's got on the playlist. I gotta watch.
Yeah, definitely want to check that. Awesome. Yeah. It was a good week of wrestling to watch. Yeah, it was a big moment for GCW. Shout out to them. I know they had some streaming and maybe some timing difficulties and that people aren't too happy about, but it still looks like it was a great time. And it's also a lesson to, wrestlers and promotions as a whole, that when you build that loyal fan base, the things you can do are amazing. So yeah, shout out to them. I will probably catch that also this week. All right, so moving from wrestling we watched to wrestling we did. Perch, why don't you talk about your weekend?
It was a fun weekend. Kick things off in South Bend, Indiana, for Warrior Wrestling 18. That was a fun show. First time Warrior Wrestling's ever been out of Chicago. It was really cool to be out there. A cool arena. The Bendix Arena it was called. Kind of like an amphitheater where the seating was raised up. And it made for an awesome setting. Ended up working 3 matches that night. First match was the pre-show, featuring Cypher, a good pal from Brew City days, and his partner against a couple of guys who were the faces, and Cypher, being the bad guys, ended up getting the win by the end of it. But a good match to start the crowd off right. And then my next match was the Luchador Championship match, which was a scramble. Wild match featuring champion Artemis, Gringo Loco, ASF, Drago Kid, Sam Adonis. Just a fun all-around lucha match, kind of ahead of the big GCW match the next day. It was cool to get a piece of the action and experience it. Stuff that was out of this world. Just an awesome, wild match. Non-stop action. And it ended with Artemis hitting his finisher, going for the pin, and Sam Adonis hit a 450 on top of him to break up the pin and to cover the champ for a victory and a new champion. It was cool. Artemis had a good run as the Warrior Lucha champion, and it was fun to referee each one of those matches. It's a real cool experience. And then the next match was Warhorse against Hakeem Zayn, which was really fun. A couple of guys who I've gotten to work with a handful of times over the years, various promotions. They went old school working. They felt out the crowd, saw what was working, and kept with it. It was really cool, especially on a show where you get everything, the wildest characters, and Brian Cage against Will Ospreay is a main event. How are you going to do something that separates yourself from other matches? They went old school Midwest working. It was great, hard hitting, laying their stuff in, reading the crowd, and telling a good story by the end of it. Really fun match. Great time overall. And the next day was Galley Lucha, and that was a really fun show too. Ended up doing a singles match with Cody Jones against Torero, which was a fun match, a good matchup. Just up and comer with Torero. He'll have his spot as a champion one day, and Cody being a former champion, he picked up the victory via brain buster.
Brain buster.
Great. Good finish, solid. And then I ended up having the Caribbeans, Chuco and J Manny with Axel Rico on the outside against Rico and Psycho J was his partner. That was a real fun match. Rico having a little bit of heat with the Sociedad. So the Sociedad.
I did see that. I was very surprised.
Tensions brewing, and we'll see how it goes. I think next match they maybe a Lucha Extrema match or something in the works for a big time match. And then the next was the Lucha Estelar, which is the main event, and it was Aramis and Bandolero, the good guys, the Technicos, against Tejano Jr. and his brother Supernova. Two old school Rudo.
Yeah, I feel like you are a big Tejano fan.
Wow.
I feel like you would be a very big Tejano fan.
I was introduced to those guys that night and just blew my mind. What clicked right away was Paulie and Craig. That hardcore impact. Just hard hitting, just all around bad guys. And just true professionals. You can tell. Brothers working inside the ring as well as much experience as they had. Their dad was a wrestler, and they've been in their whole life. So working around with those guys as a referee, awesome. I think that match should be up on Facebook Live, or on Facebook somewhere on a post. But yeah, that was an awesome match. Those two were true professionals. They whipped up that rope, and I didn't see that
bull rope.
The bull rope. They got theirs. It was a cool match to end the weekend.
Oh yeah, Tejano. If for fans out there, if you have not seen Tejano, I highly recommend seeking out Tejano matches. He is very good.
Yeah, Dre, where have you seen Tejano?
Tejano. Well, the first time I saw Tejano was in Lucha Underground. That's where I got introduced, and then I actually it's weird you bring it up because I was thinking about it earlier today. It has been a while since I have watched a lot of lucha wrestling. My first year in the business, it was probably the easiest foreign wrestling to find. So I watched a lot of AAA and CMLL in that first year. So yeah, after Lucha Underground, I did see Tejano a bunch in AAA, his home promotion. So yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I like Tejano.
Awesome. I'll have to go back and watch.
Yes, this is a pro Tejano household. I believe they got all of them, man.
Pro Tejano, absolutely.
All right, Zach. We had a title defense this weekend.
Oh, yes, we did. We defended our Zawa Live Tag Team Championships to the former champions, Congregation of Reality, and didn't go so hot for them, did it?
It did not go so hot for them, especially since we are still your reigning and defending Zawa Live Tag Team Champions.
Champions.
Yes, sir. I believe I might have said this last week, but I think this was Zawa's first time in Prophetstown in like 2 years, so this was a big return for them. And it was a pretty solid day for Wisconsin indie wrestling because it was basically Wisconsin invade Zawa on Saturday.
We went like 1-5, but
Yeah. But the point is, we were there. We
we invaded. Our ducks weren't all on the line, but invasion was there.
Yep. The fire was there, and more importantly, your mama's favorite tag team is still these Our Live Tag Team Championship champions. How did you feel about the match, brother?
Felt it was good. I wish there were some things, little small miscues, but overall, we went out there, defend those belts, show everyone why we are the Our Live Tag Champions. For those who are listening, I know Dallas is coming up. It's only a few months away. We plan on keeping those belts. And when we go down to Dallas, any tag team that wants to step up, since everyone's going to be down there, show up to Zawa Live at 7 p.m. and call us out. We'll defend them to anyone.
Yep. I know there's a lot of good tag teams that'll be down there. Why don't you step up to the best? Shout out to the Prophetstown crowd. They were really into it. I talked to Perch a little bit before we started recording. It seemed like it had definitely been a while since wrestling had been back, but they were really excited to get into it and be a part of the show. What do you think about the crowd?
Oh, great crowd. Sorry. Yeah, Zawa always has a great crowd. The crowd, Zawa, just like ICW, just like Bruce City, like we get those crowds who are, you have the loyal guys and then you have the rest of the crowd, maybe people who are new, but like everyone's into it. Everyone's like hyped. Everyone's wanting to see more. It makes our jobs a lot easier than having a crowd that's sitting there on their hands. I mean, we're still gonna do our thing, but when you have a crowd really loud, really hyped, it just gets your adrenaline going.
Yep, definitely. It was good to see that crowd be as excited as they were.
And then the rest of the weekend was some R&R.
Yes, needed it because definitely, though we came up with the win, it was a very physical match, and I was fucking beat up.
I was beat up, and then the weather wasn't our favorite, and by the time we left, because we went to the after bar, watched the Packers game, and then drove home, and that snow came in hot and added like a whole extra hour to our drive.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I think by the time, I left a bit before y'all. It wasn't too bad going my way, but there was definitely a flurry going. But what do you expect? It's the Midwest. It was freaking like -16 today.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love it. All right, fellas. Let's go ahead and move on to the main topic for tonight. I asked the guys, always on this podcast, we talk about getting good reps and how much we respect our vets and how important it is and how unfortunate we've been to have such good vets around us to learn from. But we are getting a little bit older in the business and we're gaining more responsibilities. So we are being called on a lot of times to work with the younger guys. And I think it's maybe time that we talk about what we enjoy about working with those younger guys. For me, the answer might seem simple, but it is very complicated. I like being there when they realize it's okay to say no. Going to peel back the curtain a little bit. I think a lot of people know in regular life, it can be hard to say no to things. In wrestling, I think it is more so. We want to put on a great show for you fans and for the promoters and for the boys in the back. We don't want to seem soft, so it's very easy to just say yes to everything and not think it through. But it's something that I've dealt with a little recently is telling guys or talking with younger guys in the back and telling them it's okay to say no. You don't have to put yourself out there more than what you're comfortable with. It is okay to protect yourself. And I really enjoy that realization that younger guys get when they finally realize it's okay to say no. Even me, that is something that I am still getting used to. I'm very passive and just go with the flow type of guy. But I have had a couple of times where I've had to stand my ground lately and just be like, no. And I love seeing people who were younger than me in the business come to a point where they realize it's okay to say no, it's okay to fight back, it's okay to say that this isn't right. Zach, why don't you talk about what you like about working with younger guys?
I like, again, it sounds simple, but it's not. But I like the guys who actually want to be here and actually are wanting to learn. For instance, like there's guys where we work that are young, and like we'll work a match with them, and maybe down the line we'll work them again. We're like the ones who, based off what we did the first match, if there was a mistake that happens, they learn from it. Like ask the questions, like, "Hey, how can I improve this?" And like next match, you like realize, like, "Hey, like they took the advice." Like I don't mind giving out advice, but for the guys who like you give out advice and you keep going, they don't listen to it. After a while, it's like, why are you asking me for my advice? Like you're not going to take it anyway.
No.
For the ones who actually do, and like you see them applying that to what they're doing, using the logic, trying to bring that trying to tell the story and have the psychology there. I enjoy watching that and watching them, because like if you're watching them grow, like and listening, like at that, like when we were young, we were doing that. Like when they later down the line, when everything starts clicking for them more, they're going to be good.
Definitely. Don't want to feel like we're wasting our time, and we're probably more welcoming than the generation before us, but it doesn't matter. We still like to know that what we're saying matters and you're listening. Perch.
Yeah, I love being a student of pro wrestling, because we all are. And being a student is all about gaining experience and learning from our experiences, going out there and failing, trying it again, succeeding, learning from our failures, and trying to get better every step of the way, and studying and learning from those who have done it, and trying to pick the brains and ask questions from anyone who has experience. I really enjoy getting to a venue as early as possible, just to plug in to pro wrestling and just kind of be there and able to be a mind, and to start it early. Start the mind thinking about pro wrestling and talking about pro wrestling. In those instances, there's times where there's, say, a new referee or a trainee. More times than not, it's a student who is, just early starting to work inside the ring as the role of a referee. Whether they want to train to be a wrestler or really train to be a referee, what matters is they're here today and they're looking to referee. So I've been in position a few times just to take time and explain everything that I can on my concept of what we're here to do. The importance of safety from the position of a ref, um, into how to feel comfortable inside the ring. Those are moments that I really enjoy, talking shop with other referees and students. So if it's a student who is looking to learn, I like being there to help give an intro to how important the role of a referee is. So especially if someone's early on in the business and learning and training, they're getting their first hands-on experience. And I'm sure there hasn't been someone who's preaching how important the role of a referee is before they met this screaming lunatic. Not that I'm a screaming lunatic, but my own concept or thoughts of referee. I really enjoy it. So I like those moments when there's anyone who shows a little bit of interest in being a referee. And even if that interest is a student who's like, yeah, I'm going to referee the show today. I really want to wrestle, but I understand it's going to be a year or something before I can wrestle. So I want to ref. I love those moments, and teaching the importance of a foundation of being a good referee. And that's how I fell in love with refereeing. Was I wanted to learn how to be a ref as a student. So I like meeting people who want to learn just the same.
Very nice, very nice. Yes, yes. If nobody's had the first day speech from Perch, I highly recommend you get that. If you're a young student, go ahead and approach Perch about what wrestling means. Yeah, it'll set you on the right path. All right, fellas. Why don't we talk about the path we have going on this weekend? It is very busy. We got some shows going on. Zach, what the hell are we doing?
We got a few things going on. We're talking about successful title defenses. We got 2 title defenses, not on 2 separate days though. Friday is a double shot. Yes, I don't know if you've been getting the messages, but I've got messages from some fans asking which show we're gonna be at, Fourth Wall or Frozen Tundra, and I tell them both, and they say how. We are at both, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth Wall Wrestling, we are defending the Golden Jackets to the Milwaukee stretching crew of Drake Daniels and Shooter Scott. And then Doc, we're gonna head to Frozen Tundra. What are we doing there?
Yes, it is our long-awaited match against NDS. We will be defending the Frozen Feud tag titles there against an opponent that we've had our eye on for a while, and they've had their eyes on us. I expect it to be match of the night.
Yep, definitely. Not trying to be cocky. We always set out to be the match of the night, but when you have those dream opponents that when you guys step foot in the ring together, there's going to be that magic. That's how I feel with NDS especially. So looking forward to be a match of the night for Fourth Wall and Frozen Tundra. But NDS, this is even after the match, we're coming in full guns hot, ready to go.
Yes, sir. We're not taking either of these teams lightly. If you heard our Windy City interview, we said that our goal is to collect even more gold this year. That doesn't mean we plan on losing any of the gold we already have.
Yes, sir. And then Sunday, what are we doing, Doc?
Sunday, we should be paying our dues, is what we should be doing. Headed out to Galley Lucha. I know we've said, I think like the past 2 weeks that we were going to be there, but last weekend I was sick, and this weekend I was fucking beat up from that match at Zawa. So really couldn't make it out there. Oh no. Last week I wasn't sick. Last week I was beat up from our match that we had last week. Some of these matches are catching up with me. And I couldn't really walk last week. That's what that was. And this week I couldn't move my arm very well. So hopefully, after these 2 title defenses and a day in between, we'll be paying our dues over at Galley. How's that sound, Zach?
Most definitely. I mean, not of course, like we'll be there gear ready, but paying our dues, showing the respect. Galley Lucha is a place that obviously we've been trying to go to, and like we want to go there and do it the right way. So yeah, hopefully Sunday we'll be at Galley. Saturday, Doc, I got a surprise for you. I was watching Raw, tape study. I'm declaring us for the Royal Rumble this year. It's gonna happen. What do you think?
I believe you tried last year and it didn't.
Yeah, but I watched how it's done. So we just gotta make another video. Johnny Knoxville did it, so
Well, obviously, if Johnny Knoxville did it, it'll definitely work for us.
yeah, so you never know. Maybe those numbers on our jersey. We've been telling people what number we're gonna be in the Royal Rumble the whole time.
Possibly.
We'll take care of that paperwork later.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on the socials, fans. You never know what'll happen.
Yes, sir. Also, real quick before we get the Perch on his weekend, I know it's months out, but WrestleMania weekend is always a big weekend. Doc and I are doing the work, sending out the messages and all that. But if anyone knows any promotions running down in Dallas from April 1st to April 4th, that that's not on the Phil Stamford list, please comment in the link below. Please comment on the page. Let us know. Like, we are trying to wrestle every day, every hour, and WrestleMania weekend is a big one. If you're going down there, make sure to check us out. We'll be announcing our schedule soon. But yeah, Doc and I imagine Perch is going to be down there too. Perch is doing his thing. So whatever, like if you guys can throw us out, I know Wisconsin's going to be represented hard down there. We got a lot of guys going down. Perch, Doc, myself, the Caribbeans, Gunnar Wicks, CJ Cole, Raven Radix, newcomer Armando Alvarez will all be down there on the grind. So anyone that can just toss us a name, letting us know what's going on, just to help us find other places to reach out and opportunities to wrestle everywhere.
Yes, sir. Help us out. Perch, what you got coming up this week?
This weekend we're kicking things off back. First time in a while for me at the Buena Vista on Friday night for Fourth Wall Wrestling. Should be a good time. Really looking forward to it. See some good people. Some that I haven't seen for a while and some that I've seen recently. But it's going to be a great time. Fun to experience that crowd, especially at that venue. And that'll be Friday night. And then Sunday, right back at Galley Lucha, I believe at the Galley Arena. It's going to be a great time. Really love that arena. It's a cool atmosphere. I think Psycho Clown is in town for this one against Gringo Loco. Yeah, for you guys, if you end up making it, it's a great time. And last time Tejano was in town. This time we get like Psycho Clown. Yeah, some great, lucha talent from all over the world and best in Mexico. And it's really cool to experience and study that style of wrestling, and it's a great place to watch. And on Facebook, the fans can watch it. It says 5:30, but usually starts around 6:00. But yeah, Galley Lucha, always a good time.
Awesome. All right, guys. I think it's about time we do our namesake. Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
Unfortunately, I do not have that question.
That's all right. That's all right. Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, Great Muda. Still doing it. I haven't seen any matches since that last invasion, so I'm chomping at the bit to to watch and continue the storyline. I'm thrilled that I'm playing him in the video game, but I need some more live Muda still doing it action.
Feel you. Homie is timeless. And you know what? Great Muda is a great place to go ahead and take it home. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.
Yeah.